of tears at times, brain chemistry gone awry. And he told us some of the things that helped him through that. And one of the things he said, the most important thing, at least in the way of words, was this. Someone had told him that fear was false expectations appearing real. I read a quote that said the same thing in a bit of a different way. A person is like a bridge. We're built strong enough to carry the weight for the day, but we're not built strong enough to carry the entire weight, the entire load for a year in one day. That's a false reality, to think we have to carry it all at once. All the past that happened to us, the past year, or everything that may come in the future. Or as this slide says it, this next line. Worry is a total waste of time. It doesn't change anything. All it does is steal your joy and keep you busy doing nothing. Steal your joy. Think of the words that you heard from Nehemiah today. The words of Ezra. Nehemiah was a Persian leader. He was governor of the area of Jerusalem. And he was an unusual Persian leader because he believed in the Hebrew God, and he wanted to support the Jewish people, and he wanted them to become the Jewish people again, to reclaim who they were, who they had been, to reclaim their hope, their sense of unity, to reclaim the ways in which they would treat each other as God's children, which they had failed to do following their loss to the nation of Persia. Nehemiah's name literally means the Lord will comfort. But the people of Israel are in such a dark place that they keep resisting every time Nehemiah tries to lead them back and Ezra tries to lead them back to the people God had called them to be. It's like they're an entire society suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, and everything kind of sets them off and creates the anxiety, and they just keep forgetting who they are and how God loves them. And they're committed to a false reality. And today we pick up the story of Nehemiah literally calling the people together and having Ezra read to them the words of the Scriptures that are meant to define who they are. They're gathered around and they listen to the foundation, that bedrock upon which they are called to build their lives. And they begin to weep. And they are told that now is the time to stop grieving. They are reminded the joy of the Lord is their strength. The joy of the Lord is our strength. If Nehemiah were speaking today, he might say, the joy of the Lord is your strength, not how many points the NASDAQ fell or raised at the end of the day. The joy of the Lord is your strength, not the word Democrat or the word Republican. The joy of the Lord is your strength, not the health of your body or the balance of your bank account. The joy of the Lord is your strength, not even others' affirmations of you or others' negative judgments of you. We also heard today Jesus proclaim the foundation stone of his ministry. I have come to proclaim good news to the poor, recovery of sight to the blind, release to the captives. The message is the same. Jesus has come to proclaim that God will be faithful. We have a choice each day. We have a choice. We can say to ourselves, I choose to feel blessed. I choose to feel grateful. I choose to feel excited for life. I choose to be thankful. We can say those things to ourselves, or we can not say those things. And just because we say them doesn't mean suddenly we're feeling grateful, but it reminds me that I can choose. It reminds us that we can choose how we want to face the day. and how we want to ask God to help us face the day. Reminding ourselves that we can make a choice at least gives us the option of doing so. 25 years ago, I heard a message. Actually, I went to give a message at a nursing home, as they called them then, in Cavalier, North Dakota. And it was a wintry day. The snowflakes began to fall very large at the beginning of the service. And they began to get smaller and smaller, and the wind started to stir toward the end of the service. I don't remember what I preached that day. I don't have a clue. But one of the men at the table I was drinking coffee with afterwards shared his sermon. They were in the midst of talking with each other, kind of, because I was the new person there. I really didn't know them. I was listening in, and all of a sudden, one of the men looked me in the eye, and he began to tell me his story. He said, you know, when I was going to school, it began to snow like this one day. I'd ridden the horse to school. And it began to snow, and the wind began to blow, and by the time it was time to go home, we started home in this thick, heavy snow. It was hard to see. Our family farm was the furthest away from that country school. And on the way home, the wind was so strong and the snow was so thick, I couldn't see where I was going. I couldn't even see the ground below the horse, and I panicked. And then I remembered the story that my dad had told me of how horses knew the way to their homes. And if ever I was in trouble and didn't know where home was, to just let go of the reins and let the horse carry me home. And I dropped the reins on the horse's back. And he carried me all the way home, even though I couldn't see where we were going. Sometimes you just have to trust. I remember that man's sermon well. I remember thinking to myself, here is a man, he was right around 90. And I was thinking to myself, you know, he's not only talking about that horse when he was a teenager. He's talking about getting to that point in life where he can't lead his own way anymore. And where he'll just have to let go of the reins and trust that God will carry him home. A rock of joy, as Nehemiah was pointing out. But if we build our lives upon Jesus' mission, if we let go of the reins and allow God to see us through, if we build upon the Lord's strength, God will guide us through. Each and every day, a day at a time. And God will be faithful. God will be faithful. And the question is, will we be faithful every day? Will we trust God every day to get us through, to lead us where we need to be?